You picked up your phone to check one message. One message. That was the plan. And now somehow you are 47 videos deep, watching a man in a cowboy hat explain how to cook pasta in a hotel kettle, while a raccoon-sized part of your soul whispers, just one more.
Excellent. Another promising intellect defeated by a stupid glowing rectangle and a dance trend.
This is not because you're weak. Well, not only because you're weak. It's because your phone is not really a phone anymore. It's a pocket-sized behavioral casino, engineered by people with degrees, data, and absolutely no interest in whether you ever go outside again. Today we're asking a simple question. Why can't you stop scrolling? And more importantly, how do you escape before your thumb develops its own pension plan?
The first reason you can't stop scrolling is because you begin with a lie. I'll just check it quickly.
I'll just check it quickly.
The sentence has destroyed more evenings than bad weather, online shopping, and group chats called Just the Lads or Just the Ladies or whatever. The problem is that your brain is terrible at predicting how addictive the next few minutes are going to be. You think you're opening an app, but what you're really opening is a slot machine that knows your hobbies, your insecurities, your sleep schedule, your ex's dog, and the exact type of video that makes your brain go, wait, what was that?
The human brain evolved to notice novelty, because novelty used to mean food, danger, mating opportunities, or a suspicious noise in the bushes. Now, novelty means a stranger counting cars in a car park.
Your brain loves new information. New faces, new sounds, new jokes, new threats, new gossip, new disasters, new proof that other people are either richer, fitter, funnier, or somehow worse at parking. Scrolling gives your brain novelty with almost no effort. No walking, no reading a full chapter, no waiting, no social risk, no awkward eye contact with someone named Kevin. Just thumb movement, reward. Thumb movement, reward. The cost is tiny. The stimulation is huge. That is a dangerous combination.
One of the biggest psychological hooks is called variable reward. This means you do not get a good post every time. Sometimes you get rubbish, sometimes you get a dull advert, sometimes you get a video of someone explaining a life hack that is clearly just crap. But every now and then, you get something perfect. A joke that lands, a clip that shocks you, a fact you didn't know, a comment section so unhinged it's brilliant. Genius, in fact. This kind of reward schedule is powerful because the next swipe might be the really good one. Not this one, maybe the next one. No, the next one. Still no? The next one will be it for sure.
Progress, eh? Congratulations. Your brain has won 6 seconds of pleasure and lost the ability to fold laundry.
This is why just stop when it gets boring doesn't work. The boredom is part of the trap.
Why is my feed so boring? Huh?
Because bad posts don't make you leave. They make you hunt for the next good one. Your brain is not calmly choosing. It is gambling with attention.
Now let's talk about dopamine, because the internet has done to dopamine what it does to everything else, flattened it into a mad motivational pancake. Dopamine is not simply the pleasure chemical. It's more about wanting, seeking, anticipation, and learning what might be rewarding. It is that little internal salesman that says, that was interesting, let's do it again.
Dopamine is less, lovely, and more again. Give me more, now.
Scrolling is perfect for dopamine because it is built around anticipation. You don't know what's next. That uncertainty matters. If every video was amazing, you'd eventually adapt. If every video was terrible, you'd leave. But a mixed feed keeps you searching. Your brain keeps asking, what if the next one is better? And the app says, funny you should ask. The next trick is infinite scroll. Older media had endings. Newspaper pages ended, TV episodes ended eventually, DVDs ended, books ended, even conversations with boring people eventually ended because one of you had to pretend to check the oven or check that the paint was dry, whichever, whatever. But infinite scroll removes natural stopping points. There is no final page, no credits, no you are done now, no polite little bell saying, please return to your actual life. The feed just keeps producing.
Marvelous. Humanity invented an information river with no bank, no bridge, and no lifeguard. Really?
Stopping takes effort. Continuing takes almost none. That matters because human behavior often follows the path of least resistance. If the next video starts automatically, you don't decide to continue. You have to decide to stop. And that is a completely different psychological burden. Autoplay flips the default. The app is basically saying, unless you actively resist, we will now feed you another one. And you, a tired, sad sack with socks to sort and maybe even emotional damage to deal with from your wife or partner or kids, are expected to become a complete self-control athlete. Well, good luck with that one, my friend.
After a while, scrolling can become automatic. Not, I am choosing every video with full moral responsibility automatic. More like, my body is doing this while the manager is away with his new mistress. Researchers sometimes talk about dissociation or reduced self-awareness during social media use. In ordinary language, you vanish into the feed. You lose track of time. You forget what you came for. You scroll past things you don't even enjoy. And then you suddenly wake up like you've been possessed by a bored intern.
Where am I? Why is it dark? And why do I now know 7 ways to clean an air fryer I do not own?
I don't even have one of these things!
This happens because scrolling is low friction, repetitive, and constantly refreshed. Your attention narrows, your sense of time weakens, and the app quietly replaces your intention with momentum. You started with a goal. Check one stupid message. But the feed has a different goal. Stay. And the feed is very, very good at its job.
The algorithm is not magic. It's worse. It's statistics with confidence. It watches what you click, what you skip, what you replay, what you pause on, what you share, what makes you angry, what makes you curious, what makes you stare in silent psychological ruin. Then it gives you more of that. Not necessarily what is good for you. Not necessarily what is true. Not necessarily what you would proudly choose if your nan was watching over your shoulder. Just what keeps you there.
Subject, human attention. Great, easily harvested. Teacher comment, responds well to outrage, novelty, and people falling over.
Why did I open this?
This is why the feed starts feeling eerily personal. Be in no doubt, my friend. It is most definitely personal. But not in a loving way. More in the way a supermarket knows where to put the chocolate. And the brightly colored sweeties. And the crisps. The algorithm doesn't need to understand your soul. It just needs to predict your next swipe. And if it can predict your next swipe, it can shape your next 5 minutes. Then your next hour. Then guess what? Surprise, surprise. Your entire evening quietly disappears.
Feed me, feed me. Keep scrolling.
Another reason you can't stop scrolling is boredom. And boredom is not just nothing to do. Boredom is a signal. It says, this moment is not rewarding enough. Find something else. That signal used to be useful. It could push you to explore, create, think, talk, plan, repair things, invent soup, whatever humans did before Wi-Fi. But now, the moment boredom appears, your phone offers instant escape. No waiting, no discomfort, no tiny internal conversation with yourself. Just scroll.
Ah, yes. The ancient human skill of tolerating a quiet moment. Extinct, I'm afraid, in many regions.
The problem is that if you always rescue yourself from boredom immediately, boredom starts to feel unbearable. You train your brain to expect stimulation at the first hint of discomfort. Queue too long? Phone.
Just a minute more.
Advert break? Phone.
Adverts are boring.
Friend goes to the toilet?
Okay, Alex, gotta
Phone.
run. See ya.
Right.
Microwave has 38 seconds left?
Gotta check.
Phone, obviously. You can't just stand there like an idiot. Over time, your brain gets less practiced at doing nothing. And doing nothing is not nothing. It's when your mind wanders, processes, resets. and occasionally produces a useful thought between two terrible ones.
So why not just use willpower? Because willpower is the motivational equivalent of using a paper umbrella in a hurricane. Yes, technically it exists. No, I would not build my house around it. The app has design teams, behavioral data, personalized recommendations, autoplay, notifications, infinite scroll, millions of pieces of beautiful, wonderful, irresistible content, and a business model that rewards attention. You have a tired brain, 2 errands, 1 unresolved childhood issue, and a phone in your hand while lying sideways on the sofa. This is really not a fair fight. The answer is not to hate yourself. The answer is to change the environment.
Good effort. Very brave. Completely doomed.
Because when the environment is engineered against your self-control, the smart move is not heroic resistance. The smart move is sabotage. Friendly sabotage. Against your own worst habits.
The good news is there are practical fixes that actually respect the fact that you are human and not a damn robot. Fix 1. Create stopping points. Before you open the app, decide the exit condition. Not, I'll stop soon. Soon is not a time. Soon is a one-way road to ruin. Say, I will watch 5 videos. I will reply to 1 message. I will check 1 account. I will stop when this timer rings. Give your brain a finish line. Fix 2. Add friction. Move the app off your home screen. Log out. Use grayscale mode. Set app limits. Charge the phone away from the bed. Put the phone across the room, or throw it, whichever works best. Only kidding. Every tiny bit of friction gives your conscious brain a chance to wake up and say, wait, why am I doing this? Fix 3. Remove the first trigger. Most scrolling binges don't begin with scrolling. They begin with a cue. A notification, boredom, stress, avoiding a task, feeling lonely, feeling tired, not wanting to deal with something. If you know your cue, you can interrupt the chain earlier. Fix 4. Replace, don't just remove. If scrolling is giving you stimulation, comfort, escape, or social connection, you need another way to get at least some of that. Walk for 5 minutes. Text 1 real person. Put music on. Make tea. Read 1 page. Stretch. Ring your girlfriend. Write down the thing you're avoiding. Yes, okay, all these things may sound less exciting. That is because they are not designed by 800 engineers in an advertising department. Fix 5. Protect your vulnerable times. The danger zones are usually first thing in the morning, last thing at night, during work avoidance, when you're emotionally flat, when you're tired. Do not make your weakest brain negotiate with the strongest version of the act. It will most definitely lose.
This is not punishment. This is witness protection for your attention span.
The point is not that phones are evil. Phones are useful. They connect us, they entertain us, they teach us, they let us look up whether that weird pain means death, indigestion, or somehow both. The problem is not using your phone. The problem is when your phone starts using you. When you open it for a reason, and the reason gets quietly eaten away. When 5 minutes becomes 50. When you stop choosing and start being carried. When your attention wanders and you get sucked in, never to be seen again.
You are not broken. You are just carrying a device designed to exploit human frailties, all for the financial benefit of people who call meetings alignment sessions.
So why can't you stop scrolling? Because your brain loves novelty. Because variable rewards keep you hunting. Because infinite scroll removes endings. Because autoplay makes continuing the default. Because algorithms learn your weak spots. Because boredom feels uncomfortable. Because willpower alone is a terrible security system. And because the app is not waiting for you to make a decision. It is making the next decision easier before you even notice.
The fix is not to become a perfect person. That ship sailed when you watched a 14-minute video about why cereal tastes better at night. The fix is to make stopping easier than continuing. Add friction, create endings, remove triggers, protect bedtime, and never trust the sentence, I'll just check it quickly.
And ending 11:30. Oh, how wonderful.